What's up, Reds? Welcome back to the channel. This is the Liverpool versus Man City match preview, and I got my very good friend, long time since you've been on the show, Dominic Rich FC. What's good, my man? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Ready for action, man. You see, I'm dressed up, ready to go out hunting, man.
I didn't even
You know
see
what
it, to
I'm
be honest. It was just a floating head.
saying? I'm ready to go catch some liver birds. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Have
that's
a
good.
have a barbecue.
Let's go. Let's
Yeah. How
go.
you how you feeling about the game, and how you feeling about your basically how you feeling about your season so far and coming into this game?
I couldn't, the best word to use is excited. I'm excited for the match. I mean, these are, over the past 4 years, this is the match we all look forward to. Man City, Liverpool, two powerhouses, title deciders, 1 point difference right now. You know what I mean? This is what you want. Now, I think we've had an easy schedule so far, with the exception
Hmm.
of Chelsea. So I think this will be a good challenge for us. What about you, man?
Well, before I answer, you sure you're not nervous or nothing about this game? You sure?
I get excited for these matches. I get nervous. You know what? I get nervous like the day of. I'm like, what if, I don't know, what if we just get smashed 4-0 again? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I have those moments, but I have confidence in the team just because we got Van Dyke back. It's incredible what that guy will do to your confidence.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
And also, there's a doubt that Trent might not play, so your defense is kind of
Yeah.
a little bit steadier. You will lack something going forward, but if we learn from what James Milner did in the Champions League game, he still provide that attacking prowess. But to
He's
answer your
amazing.
question, yeah, to answer Milner is amazing. He was a City player. You got him from us, so
That's
you know what
right.
I'm saying.
But we made him better. So,
I don't know, I don't know. That's debatable. That's debatable. But you ask about how I feel about my season so
right.
far. It's hard to gauge Man City because last season we had 8 games. We were four after 8 games, we were 14th, and we still ended up winning the title. So after a good start, this is a good start. We lost one. Last season, we lost 6 games. So you must lose a few games throughout the season.
Sure.
It's just a matter of where these losses would come in. You see what I mean?
Hmm.
And I'm not going to worry and lose my head we lost to Tottenham. We should have never lost that game. At least a draw would have been better. And then we dropped points to Southampton. So overall, I'm satisfied because since the Tottenham game in the Premier League, we haven't conceded any goals, and we have been playing quality football.
Yeah.
We scored a lot of goals against Norwich, scored a lot against Arsenal, and I'm happy with what the boys are doing. The squad has been dealing with some injuries, but guys are getting fit again. And the guys that has been out, like a Gundogan and Stones, we haven't really showed that we miss them. Unlike, like apart from the Champions League loss there to PSG, like come on, Kyle. Like if
Don't sweat
Liverpool,
that. I
yeah,
wouldn't
like
sweat that. I wouldn't
bro,
sweat that. No.
you lose to Mbappe and Neymar and Messi, and you're gonna cry about that? Like,
On paper, it's the best team in the world.
bro,
You
I'ma
know,
actually go get some popcorn and I'ma watch and be like, wow, this is some good stuff.
you
Wow.
won't ever see that again, man.
I'm like, I've never been so happy to lose. Like, because this is actually like fun to watch, because what Messi did there, it's just unbelievable. Like it
It's
was just
awesome.
like I was like, I'm like, the
And
hell,
they're not
how?
the only team in the Champions League, man. How about Sharif or Sheriff, however you say
Yeah,
it?
yeah, yeah,
How
yeah.
about that? This is
Yeah,
some exciting football going on
I'm
right now,
telling you,
man.
man, they've been on fire, man. But I'm
Yeah.
telling you, so
You mentioned
mm,
you mentioned the injuries, right? And
mm,
I always notice this when I go back and watch the highlights and I see what Pep goes with. Pep will get stick for always overthinking stuff in big games.
mm.
I've only feel like he's done it once or twice. You probably know more than I do, but is he only rotating because of the injuries, or does he rotate every game? Because I feel like when I've watched the highlights this season, Sterling hasn't really been a factor in that front line.
Yeah, Sterling been more of a bench player. He's been playing more of a Yarmolenko role because Yarmolenko comes off the bench for West Ham every game. So Sterling is like in that role. Yarmolenko, I think he's a number 7 as well. Sterling is a number 7.
What happened?
And look, the thing about Sterling is that you can't really. He's become very unreliable. Where
Okay.
it seems like there's something going on in his head, like he's doubting his abilities, kinda. You see what I mean? Like sometimes Sterling could hardly dribble past someone. Sterling could hardly run past someone. It's like he's in two minds sometimes. So
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know what's going on. I really don't know what's going on. I don't have like a view into his personal life. But sometimes there's psychological issues with players where another player might be a bit more decisive. He might know when to pass, might know when to shoot. Where for Sterling, he's in two minds a lot. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
he's still a very quality player. And with Pep, he played three the three consecutive games. It was the same 11, and that Pep never did anything like that. And then he was forced to change it up against Southampton because of the, I think it was a Champions League game in between, and then we kind of lost our whole rhythm, and then we dropped points there. So from the game last week, then there's a Champions League game in between, and there's a loss from the Chelsea game. So I don't know if he's gonna go in with the same 11 that he played against Chelsea to have some continuity, or
Sure,
if
yeah.
he's gonna switch it up, because with Pep you never know, and that I think sometimes like it could be his Achilles heel, where you think, yeah, he overthinks, and at other times it could be a strength where you never know what Pep's gonna do. Whether he's
Right.
gonna play a Ferran Torres to the center, or Kevin De Bruyne, Foden, Sterling. You don't know, a Bernardo Silva. You don't know what he's gonna do.
Yeah,
And
and
I
that makes it
yeah,
harder on the opposition too, because how do you plan
exactly.
for something you can't predict? That's something I didn't see coming either. Ferran Torres through the middle. I did
Yeah.
not see that coming.
And for Liverpool, it's a bit more predictable, where
Yeah,
you know what the back line's going to be most of the time. You know what the front three, with the exception of Jota and Firmino alternating these days, you know what it's going to be. And I don't think people know that for Fabinho and Henderson is going to be in the team anyways. It's just the other guy is a mystery. Like if it's Curtis Jones, Naby Keita, or if
yeah.
it's Thiago. And I know Thiago is injured right now. I know Trent is injured right now. And how big of a miss you think these players would be coming into the Man City game
I would love.
if they're not fit?
I would love to have all of them fit. Honestly, like Thiago, Fabinho, Hendo. Any Liverpool fan will tell you that's probably our midfield we want going into the game. But dude, I don't know. It's just like when you have Naby Keita getting injured because he kicked the ground, just pretty much sums up our midfield situation. But I think
Wait,
Klopp,
Keita is injured again?
he's injured
You're
again, bro.
lying, bro. You're lying. You're
Nah, I
lying,
can't. I
man.
can't make it up. He's back in training though, so it
Oh,
wasn't
oh,
anything serious. But I was watching the Norwich game. He gets taken off at halftime. See him like stretching his ankle a little bit, and I found out later he kicked the ground. And I'm just like,
wow.
you're having a good start to the season. You're playing. You're not getting injured, and then you kick the ground. Just sums up Naby Keita. But
Yes.
with you brought up Trent being out. That is a huge miss for us. Huge miss for
It
us.
may actually be a blessing in disguise, if you ask me, because
It could defensively, yes,
yeah,
yes,
defensively, but not his. I never question his attacking prowess. It's just defensively
yeah.
though, and I think if you see the game against Porto, he was missing, and Milner did a great job. Milner
Yeah,
did a
he
really
always
great job.
does. Always does, man. He just
Yeah, so
absolute engine, can fill in anywhere, professional. I think that's really what gets the job done is he's just so professional, you know?
So Trent, you miss him against City, because Milner, I don't think would be able to go up and get back. Even though Trent won't be able to do that, Milner would be a little bit more reserved in terms of he won't get forward too much, because running back would be a problem for him, and sustaining that throughout the entire game. You see? So it could actually be a good thing where Grealish is attacking down his left flank, your right flank, and Milner would always be there to actually get in his way. You see what I mean? And if you learn anything from what happened against PSG, like Hakimi just had Grealish in his pocket the whole game. Every time Grealish couldn't just never do anything, could never work his magic there. So if Trent doesn't play, I think that could actually be of an advantage to Liverpool. It might be an unpopular opinion, but that's just how I feel. What
No,
about
I honestly understand it. I'd probably say, yeah, I agree with you. Just because of how well he did when he played in the
Mm,
Champions League. But Trent's a big miss going forward, dude, because we this season have relied on the link up play over on that right hand side, especially between Trent when Harvey was healthy and then
yeah,
Mo.
yeah,
Huge
yeah,
over
yeah.
there. And Mane's just not firing. You know, you might look at his goal tally and you'll say, oh, he's doing pretty well, but he's just not.
Yeah,
And
he should have had 10.
dude, yeah,
Yeah.
it's
But
yeah.
yeah, but for City, not much injury problems in terms of that we're really stretched because I thought Laporte wasn't going to be fit for Chelsea and he was fit. Stones was on the bench, but then Stones had a little problem again. Gundogan has a problem he's dealing with. But of course, we have the depth that we could fill in with Foden, with Bernardo Silva, Rodri, and Fernandinho could alternate, and it's just a blessing. You see what I mean? You
Yeah,
have
yeah.
Mahrez, you have Bernardo who could play at the right wing, Sterling, Grealish, Farron, or if you want to put Kevin De Bruyne through the center, you want to put Gabriel Jesus at right wing. So we're just blessed with that squad depth that everybody know that we have, and I think that's one of our strengths. So even injuries, I don't think would be a major problem unless maybe a Kyle Walker is injured and you have to play like a Zinchenko at left back because Cancelo has been really, really good. He's been nominated for Player of the Month for September. So that is, I don't think he's going to win it, but that's just testament to how well he's been playing. So look, in terms of like your 11 going into this game, like what are you thinking? Who do you think would actually start? Do you have an idea of who you think would Klopp would go with in this game?
Yeah, in the Premier League, he's been going with his strongest side. I mean, he rotated the first Champions League game, but I think Klopp goes with our Robbo. I mean, honestly, a lot of fans would shout for Samikas, and I love how Samikas has been performing. I really do.
Yeah.
Some people said that Robertson was poor last game, and I just don't agree
No,
with
no,
that.
no.
I don't
Robertson,
agree with that.
I think the Porto game was his best game.
Yeah, and dude, this is what I'm saying. I go back and I'm watching the game, and I'm just thinking to myself, I don't agree with these opinions. But anyways, uh, I think you got to go Robertson at left back, Van Dijk, Matip, and Gomez did get an appearance at right back in the Champions League.
Yeah,
So I wouldn't risk it. I don't think Klopp is
bro.
stupid enough to do that
But
again.
yeah,
He
I'm
wouldn't do
telling you, bro. Listen. It gets to the region where I'll start just, sitting
Oh
like
my
this
God.
right now. Because I'm telling you, Joe Gomez, listen, he's not a bad defender, but I think Matip and Van Dijk is the
Oh,
winner.
no
But
question.
yeah,
No question. I am very much on the train of when Matip's healthy, he is way better than Joe Gomez. Now, that's not to say I don't have respect for Joe Gomez as a defender, but he's still very young when you compare him to the experience that Matip and Van Dijk have. So I honestly, I would put Milner at right back.
So so what
Midfield.
so what's your back line looking like?
So we're
Like
going Robbo.
definite. Hmm.
Yeah, definitely Robbo, Van Dijk, Matip, and Milner for me. That's what I would do. I think Milner looked really good in the
With with
Champions League.
with Allison in goal, of course.
Of course, yeah, of
Not
course.
Adrian, right? Not Kelleher, Adrian,
No,
right?
Kelleher, he would do fine too, just not Adrian. No chance. No chance.
You sure
Um,
you wanna play Kelleher against City though? You sure?
no, I wouldn't,
Okay,
but
okay.
he's promising. I'll give you that. He's very
Yeah, yeah,
athletic
yeah.
for a goalkeeper.
Yeah, he's not bad.
Um,
He's not bad.
Midfield, I'm starting Curtis Jones, first name on the team sheet. Phenomenal performance every time he's played, especially against Norwich, specifically in the Champions League. Also, I think he's a very underrated midfielder. I think his ball control is second to none. His turning ability is great. So Curtis Jones, Hendo, Fabinho for me.
Yeah,
Front line, this is
Curtis. Just before you move on, I just want to
yeah,
ask
sure. What's up?
Curtis Jones. Like when you look back at the older clips, you see, people rate Henderson these days. He's still playing for England and all.
Yeah,
And when you look back at older clips and you see a young Henderson, you're like, oh shoot, look Henderson. He's looking so young. Think about Curtis Jones 7 years from now. You
this is
see what
what
I'm
I'm
saying?
saying.
Like
Yes.
when he's like in his prime.
Yep.
And we who saw him from the beginning, like the Everton goal and even how he's performed this season and everything, you're gonna be like, I knew this. You see,
Yeah.
like, and he would,
Yeah.
hopefully for you guys, he would still be a Liverpool player. You see what I'm saying? So yeah.
Yeah, I'm very optimistic for that. Just
So
because he's
so
a
so your
scouser, you know what I mean?
exactly. So your midfield is Curtis Jones, Henderson, and Fabinho. What's your front three looking like?
This is where I face a dilemma. I know Klopp, and I really think Klopp goes Mane, Firmino, Salah,
Yeah, I think he
but
goes that way too.
I just think he does. But Firmino's coming back from an injury, so this is probably not as accurate. But he's been going Jota, Mane, Salah. If anyone gets dropped from that front line, honestly, it would be Mane. Like
Nah, I
you
don't think
can't. But
he's.
the thing is, you
Yeah,
can't do it. You can't drop Mane for this game.
yeah.
But so yeah, I think he goes standard front three.
But he could also go Jota up top as well. Seeing that if he brings Firmino off the bench, he could have that impetus for if he needs a
Yeah.
goal to get back in the game. So look, pretty strong 11. You see the thing about Pep, I don't even know what he's gonna play, but
Yeah.
if I'm gonna go with an 11, because I haven't done this like in my preview or anything talked about an 11 because I honestly can't predict Pep.
I
But I'll
probably
go
won't
with
even get Liverpool right, dude. I'll probably get 4 players wrong.
yeah. I'll go in with Edison in goal, 4-3-3 standard formation, just like Liverpool.
Yeah.
Um, Kyle Walker, Laporte, Diaz,
What? Not
and
Nathan Ake?
no, hell no.
Oh
And
man.
no, Ake is a quality
41
player
million.
though.
41
Nah,
million.
no, he's a quality player. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, Don't get me wrong, but he just, he have just been a to me. I've been harsh on like a Jadon Sancho. I was harsh on Thiago, and I've been harsh on Nathan Ake. He has not been good for us.
Is he just not
Up,
commanding enough for y'all? Like,
no. He's just not. He's just haven't really had a run in the
yeah.
team,
Okay.
and he's okay. He's like, okay, I'm solidified this position for himself, because if you look at it, he's just a squad player. If you really look at it.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
not going to get in ahead of Laporte. He's not going to get in ahead of Diaz. But if you know Pep, he will rotate. So for the FA Cup, for the League Cup, for the even the Champions League, maybe you might see an Ake start ahead of these guys. So it's fine, man. But my left back, obviously, Pep, you never know, could go in with a Zinchenko, but he's been missing for a while. So Zinchenko, I'm pretty sure I haven't seen him for a while, and it's gonna be Cancelo, because what Cancelo offers you is the fact that City has the ball so much, and I think this is an Achilles heel for us as well. We have the ball so much that Cancelo joins and comes a part of the midfield. Laporte switches over and plays like a left back. Ruben Diaz plays, so it becomes like 3 center backs, with Walker being one of the center backs, and sometimes Rodri if Walker is up the field. Because we have the ball so much. So to create an outlet for the passes, you'll have a Walker, you'll have Cancelo just join in. So a lot of times when we get caught on the break, that's why there's nobody back there and everybody's running back to, with their backs towards your goal, and just, and you see what I'm saying? And that's
Yeah.
what happened to us against PSG.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So, but yeah, that'll be my back line. Walker.
Midfield. This
Yeah,
is. I feel like this is tough for y'all.
yeah. Walker. What did I say? Edison, Walker, Laporte, Diaz, and Cancelo. The midfield. Ah, boy. Fernandinho had like a disastrous game against you guys one time when he hands the ball and he was sent off. Right? It was against you guys.
Past games have no bearing on
No,
this.
I know, but still,
Yeah.
though, I want to play him, but I also want to bring him in for if we're up and we need to just have that insurance policy there as well. So
You got to start Rodri, I feel like.
Yeah. I'll go in with Rodri. His ball playing skills are very, very good, and he does pose a threat with his height, because we are not a tall team, but Rodri, he's one of the taller guys in the team as well. And he's just so calm, but he's not fast or anything. Fabinho ain't fast either, but I'm pretty sure Fabinho is a little faster than Rodri, just a little bit faster than Rodri. So I'll go in with Rodri as like that pivot guy. It's tricky now where De Bruyne goes in the team automatically. I'll go in with Bernardo Silva as well for his, to just be industrious in the midfield. Grealish,
He's got to
Grealish,
start. He's
yeah,
got to start.
Grealish left wing. I'll go in. I'll. This is a tricky one because you could go in with Foden as a center forward, or you could go in with Ferran Torres. Ferran Torres tend to drift in and out of games. Like you're wondering, like, is he even playing? But the thing about Ferran is like he's very clinical and he's very slippery. Like you're like, oh, whoa, I didn't even, So he's like on his toes a bit more than Sterling. So I'll go in with Ferran Torres as a center forward, and at right wing,
I'd go Foden.
I'll at right. You go with Foden at what?
I
Center
love Phil
forward.
Foden, man. I love Phil Foden.
I think at right wing, I'm gonna start with Gabriel Jesus ahead of
I was
Mahrez.
Okay, gotcha.
And the
I saw
reason
he
why,
was playing over there.
yeah, the reason why I'll do that is because Mahrez, he does have some pace, but Robertson is quick. You see?
Yeah.
And I think Gabriel Jesus, with his pace, could handle Robertson a little bit better. Like if Kyle Walker and Gabriel Jesus kind of team up on Robertson a bit, but Mahrez, I think Robertson would kind of, get him a little bit.
Yeah.
Because
I mean,
Mahrez likes to cut in and dribble and stuff, and I think they'll team up on Mahrez a little bit more than they'll do on Gabriel Jesus. You see
so
what I
no
mean?
Gundogan, huh?
No, Gundogan is injured right now.
Oh, he's injured. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
If he was healthy, is he?
Yeah. I'm gonna put
Okay.
him alongside Kevin De Bruyne in the middle of the field because he was your destroyer last season.
I was gonna say Allison was technically our destroyer, and because he gave away those 2 goals.
Yeah,
but I mean, you guys you dominated us. So
still, whenever we do combine 11, Liverpool fans would always want to put Alisson in the goal ahead of Ederson. And Alisson has these mistakes in him where I don't know where they come from.
Bro, those 2 mistakes were isolated to one game, and they were after his father passed away.
Yeah, but he has these mistakes in him, though. You see what I'm saying?
But where? Those are the only 2 I remember, and I remember the mistake it was against y'all. I think he only messes up against Man City. No, it was Arsenal.
I can't remember everything, but that'll be my 11. So
you're saying you would start Ederson over Alisson?
In my combined 11, yeah, I did.
Yeah, I would say this: Ederson's distribution is way better than Alisson's. I don't know. I just like Alisson because he plays for my team.
Alisson, he gets more shots at him, though, if you don't realize. He gets a lot of shots, so he gets to put in these big saves, while for Ederson, City hardly face shots during
Dude, you have 5 saves this entire season.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Hardly.
Crazy.
So, Kyle, it's getting to this point, man. We've been talking. It's getting to the point where we got to predict this game.
I don't do that.
Because you don't make predictions?
You want to know the last time I made a prediction? Aston Villa 7-2.
Oh, wow. And after that, you decided to stop, right?
It was bad. Wow. No, check this out. 7-2, took a little hiatus, and then I made another prediction against Man City, and it was with you. We did a preview.
Yeah.
You talked me into it, and I did it, and it was 4-0.
Wow.
Yeah. So I don't have a good track record with this, but I'll ask you. I want your prediction.
I'm predicting a 3-2 win for Man City.
Okay.
3-2 win for City. I just feel confident. Look, there's a possibility that we could lose the game, of course. The game could end in a draw.
Of course.
But I'm just confident. I just want to beat Liverpool at Anfield in front of the fans.
Who doesn't?
Once and for all, in terms of lately. City has never won against Liverpool in back-to-back games at Anfield since 1950 something. So Jesus. I want to make it happen. 4-1 the last time we played you. There was a 4-0, the 4-0 win that you talked about as well. Yeah. And there was a 1-1 draw in between. So we've had your number over the last 3 games.
Yeah, recently you have.
Yep. Exactly. So, but how confident are you that you could pick up a win, though?
Honestly, I'm very confident. Like I said, I get excited for these games and I get nervous right before the game starts. I'm confident because Van Dijk and Matip are healthy, knock on wood. That is such a solid defensive line, man. Such a solid defensive line. And we've been really good. We were really good against Chelsea, who are a very good defensive team. Some people would argue they play boring football.
They
I
do.
don't.
They do. They
I
do.
I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't think they're that boring to watch. I think it's fascinating to watch a team who's so well drilled in their tactics.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But to be fair, I like attacking football just as much as the next guy, which is why I think it's going to be a good game. I wouldn't be surprised if it ended in a draw, but that's as close as I'm getting to a prediction. That's as close as I'm getting to
I
a
think
prediction.
I think you're leaning towards a draw. Though. A draw would be good for both teams.
Honestly, it would be, and it
Yeah,
would keep
yeah,
us top of
yeah,
the
yeah.
table. So
Yeah, but Chelsea, it would keep you top of the table if Chelsea drop
unless,
points. Yeah,
yes,
yeah, and Man United, I'm a no. It would actually put us behind the other teams. It might actually drop both of us third
yeah,
or fourth and fifth. You know what I'm saying? Because
yeah.
Brighton doing well.
Brighton are doing
Yeah,
excellent.
you
Brentford
have
are even doing well.
United doing well, and Everton are doing well as well. So
Yeah,
that's what it is.
I'm trying to find the table here, but it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yeah,
I know
it's
we're
insignificant right now, man.
yeah,
Six
it's
games, yeah.
so
Unless you're
early.
down at the bottom like Norwich, though. You see what I
Yeah.
mean?
Now let me
Yeah.
ask you this, Dom. Do you believe in your team enough
Mm-hmm.
to come to Anfield with 54,000 or whatever we have now,
Yeah.
packed to the brim for the first time in what, 2 years, I think?
Mm-hmm.
Do you trust your team enough to come to that environment and win 3-2?
Yes. 3 titles in 4 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
3 titles in 4 seasons. You got one in 30. Enough said.
1 in 30. Man.
Yeah, one.
How many
I know.
total?
I know. I don't want to hear any fans tell me about the Champions League or anything total. I'm
I
talking
don't have
about
to tell you about the Champions League. We got
look,
19.
I'm talking about the last 30 years in the Premier League, that the competition, that the match that we're predicting right now, you got one, bro.
Man, your franchise didn't even start till 2008.
You got one, bro.
It's going to be an amazing match.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
It is.
Yo, this is what the world is waiting for. These matches, this just intense football, fans going crazy. The buildup is amazing, man. I just can't wait to sit down and watch it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's going to be nerve-wracking, definitely.
I'm getting nervous now because we're ending this. So I'm like, all right, okay. But yeah. Hey, Dom, man, I appreciate you coming on, chatting it up, chopping it up, as you would say. I love it. And we got to have you on again soon, man.
Of course, anytime, man, anytime.
Absolutely. So looking forward to the match on Sunday. Hope you guys enjoyed the match preview. Until next time, Reds, take care.
Peace.